This is the image that we will go and depict. We will copy it from this picture. Therefore, let us take our watercolors of St. Petersburg, and we will commence by doing the sky. Therefore, we will start by drawing the sky with a very beautiful cobalt blue. So we will continue. It's very important that the colors be of great quality. Even though our hand is not the hand of Raphael, if the colors have remained immaculate, a great work of art will come out anyways. To do a sky in a very artistic and professional way, it is not important only to have a lower end that is dark and a higher part that is clear, by way of means of the reflection that comes to the earth. But if we also look at the complexity of colors given by the sun, in this case the sun is on the right. Therefore, let us go forward by seeing that not only is the lower part of the sky clear, but also the right part of the sky is clear. And therefore we have two blemishes that cross themselves. And so with the sky that has these two blemishes that are crossed, we will truly get a sense of sky that is realistic, therefore extremely artistic, and will give the work of art prestige. Now we wait for it to dry. We can see that the sky we made very clear, and therefore there is a lot of light. Now it is dry. Now let us draw some mountains in the far distance. The color to depict these mountains that are very far away will be the same color that we used to paint the sky, adding a very small portion, or even red English, as small as the quantity of colors that we do add, and more the mountains will appear far away. This chain of mountains, this sierra of mountains, will constitute even the horizon. And it's not good that this horizon be at halves. The golden proportion, therefore the gold law, indicates that the horizon should be placed or at 2/3 at the top, or 2/3 at the bottom. Never at halves. That would be very ugly. We will place it at 2/3 at the top. We don't have to draw the painting in a photographic way. We depict, therefore we interpret. After having begun the first contour, the control of the summits, immediately after the color is dried, we have to the lower part with the water, using water to dampen it. Okay, because even the mountain has the skies, at the lower part you can see the reflection of the earth. Therefore they will be clearer. And we wait for these to dry as well. After which we do a mountain and chain of mountains a little farther away. And these two we clear with water at the lower end. Even this we wait for to dry. Let's do another mountain even closer by. Even this we wait to dry, for it to dry. On this chain of mountains and on this part of the mountains, we create a shield of lights that is a little clearer. The ones that are reflecting or are placed in front of the sun on the right. To clear the part on the right of these mountains, we will use the blue beyond sea that is darker, with a piece of or portion of burnt amber more. We will continue in this way until we have completed every single portion of the mountains. It is now the moment to make a hill that is pretty much very close by. To do that, we will place really close to us a dose of yellow ochre. Perfect. On the summit of the mountains, let us paint a few trees in the distance. Mida! Andiamo. These trees have to be like living beings, like living human beings. A higher one, a taller one, a shorter one. A fatter one, a thinner one. Some in larger groups. Some in smaller groups. Some in couples. Some completely alone. Just like a living human being. In this way, there will be two similar like trees. Even the hill will have to have many variations. Some parts a little less clear, some clearer, that will give form at the reliefs of the grass. Then we will draw a dune that is even closer and warmer. To heat it up, we can also add, and we can do a burnt sienna earth. Here on the right, we will do another hill that is in forefront. But this time we will do it cold, in shadow. In the parts where the light of the sun is more prevalent, the adjacent parts, we have used yellow ochre, a halved cadmium yellow for the cold hill. We will use emerald green, that is a veil of coldness, mixed with the blue. Now, with the flan, we will go depict these group of trees that are close by. Even these ones, some we will paint coldly, some we will paint with heat. We will complicate this with some bushes in the forefront and a column of trees that rises on the hill on the right. With true coldness, because the hill was in shadow. Cold, but very, very dark, to give it the sense of vicinity, because the parts that are close by are darker and very clear in the parts of the light, whilst the parts in the distance are clearer, and the difference in the parts that are clearer and not is enormous. Now we will take a clear of egg. We will beat it, and we let it rest for a while. After which, we melt it in the foam. And we will use the liquid part. And now let us take a clear part of this liquid that can be used in the depicting without problems. We will take the wide pen and varnish the entire portion of the paper. Let us control in the counter light if we have left a few zones. Let's wait for it to dry. We have used this treatment with the egg to render the carton, adapt for the printing inkjet, the inkjet printing. Then if our aquarel that we put in the ink machine, this as we have depicted it, without the big tree in the forefront, because this tree we will print in the forefront. Therefore, as we can see in the layout of the computer, we get a tree without leaves, a trunk of tree made out of only trunk and branches without leaves. Setting it to the space color RGB 98 and placing it in a black matte printer, we will obtain this tree above the aquarel. After this print, the tree, we will go and touch it again, depicting on top of it, as we will see in the future. The watercolors will be marked on the borders of the paper, the page, because the carton was undulated. No worries, we will later clear this. We will later delete this. Cancel. Our print is going out. Our printer is working, therefore our print is coming out. And therefore here we are done. The effect is incredible. The effect is strong and fabulous. And now we will go and complete the painting. Now that we have seen that the testing of the machine has touched the piece of paper, the heading on, we will make it do a automatic cleaning. While it's now something to do with great urgency, is to use a magic sponge, humidified, to clean these stains. But we will now go and remove the traces of our crime. Therefore the traces of the print. And the same white mixed with a portion of ochre or yellow. Very much white and very little ochre. We will use this tempera almost as if it was... we will use this watercolor almost as if it's tempera. And with this color we will give a little light to the branches, the sides of the branches, and of the trunks that are reflected in front of the sun. Therefore, next to the right. Therefore, this tree will be entirely depicted. We will go see a few concreteness of the wood, and the swindle is almost ready. Now you can ask yourselves why I teach you these secrets. Diabolical, but very efficient. Because this remains a depicted opera, a depicted work of art. And here is the response. Because in hell I don't go alone, you come with me. That way in hell I won't be alone, but I will be in your company. And this reduces the penalties of hell. It makes it look a little more like heaven, paradise. But I'm just joking, it's always and only art. It is a mixed technique. As since the beginning, artists in the whole world have utilized these techniques. Let's think of Andy Warhol and all of pop art. Have used serigraphy. Now we have the J print. Today we have the Jigle print. Now we will go and eliminate the proof, the part that is most evident of the print. Here at the base of the trunk, that live with a very dark color, and with this same color we can go the part that is in the shadows or in the branches of the trees. We can now leave this tree the way it is, or when it is well dry, we can go depict on it some leaves with light green or light yellow, and the work is done. Subscribe, please.